Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Speak Easy English. I'm Jessica, and today we have such an important topic for you.
Hi there, I'm Jack, and yes, today we're diving deep into emotions, specifically how to talk about your feelings in natural, authentic English.
You know, this is something so many of our listeners have asked about. They say, I can talk about business, I can discuss the weather, but when it comes to expressing how I feel, I just don't have the words.
And that's completely understandable. Emotions are complex, they're personal, and in English we have so many different ways to express them. It's not just, I'm happy or I'm sad.
Right. Native speakers use dozens of words, phrases, and expressions to describe their emotional states, and today we're going to teach you the most useful ones.
We'll cover everything from happiness and excitement to sadness, anxiety, frustration, and even those complex emotions that are hard to name, like feeling nostalgic or overwhelmed.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to express your feelings more accurately and naturally. You'll sound more fluent, more authentic, and honestly, you'll be able to connect with English speakers on a deeper level.
Because here's the thing, when you can express emotions well, you build better relationships. People feel closer to you when you can share how you're really feeling.
Absolutely. So whether you're talking to friends, colleagues, or even a therapist in English, these phrases will be incredibly valuable.
Let's start with the basics and then move into the more nuanced, sophisticated expressions.
Sounds perfect. All right, everyone, let's get into it.
Okay, so Jessica, let's start with happiness. Everyone knows I'm happy, but what are some other ways native speakers express positive emotions?
Great question. So beyond just happy, we have words like excited, thrilled, delighted, over the moon, on cloud nine. There are so many.
Let's break those down. I'm excited is probably one of the most common ones.
Yes, excited means you're looking forward to something with enthusiasm and energy. It's more than just happy, it has that sense of anticipation.
So you might say, I'm so excited about my vacation next week, or I'm excited to start my new job.
Exactly. Now, if you want to express an even stronger feeling, you can say, I'm thrilled.
Thrilled is more intense than excited. It's like you're really happy about something.
Right. So you might say, I'm thrilled that I got accepted into the program, or we're absolutely thrilled with the results.
Now, here's a fun expression, over the moon.
This is such a lovely expression, and it's especially common in British English.
The image is beautiful, right? You're so happy that you could literally jump over the moon.
You might say, she's over the moon about her engagement, or I'm over the moon that you're coming to visit. Another similar expression is on cloud nine.
On cloud nine means extremely happy, blissful, or euphoric. The phrase suggests floating on a high cloud in a state of bliss. It's used for peak happiness moments.
American English speakers use this frequently.
Now, let's talk about more moderate, everyday positive feelings. Sometimes you're not super excited, just content.
Right. So you might say, I'm content, or I feel good about this.
Content is such a nice word. It means you're satisfied, peaceful, things are good.
It's not exciting or thrilling, but it's positive. You might say, I'm content with my life right now, or I feel content just staying home tonight.
Or you could say, I feel good about this decision, or I feel good about where I am in my career.
Now let's move to sadness. Again, everyone knows I'm sad, but there are so many more nuanced ways to express this.
Absolutely. Let's start with I'm feeling down or I'm down.
Feeling down or I'm down means mildly sad, low in spirits, or a bit depressed. It's less intense than depressed and more casual.
Very common in everyday conversation. You can also say I've been feeling down lately for an ongoing state.
Right, it's like you're in a low mood, things feel a bit heavy, but it's not necessarily clinical depression. It's just you're down.
You might say, I've been down since my friend moved away, or I'm just down today for no particular reason.
You might say, I'm blue or feeling blue.
This connects sadness with the color blue. It's kind of poetic.
It is. It's a gentle way to say you're sad. I'm feeling blue today, or she's been a bit blue lately.
Now, if you're more than just sad, if you're really, really upset, you might say, I'm heartbroken.
Heartbroken is strong. It's not for everyday sadness. It's for when something really hurts.
Right. Usually we use this for relationship breakups, deaths, or major losses. I'm heartbroken that we broke up, or she was heartbroken when her dog died.
It's that deep, painful sadness that really affects you.
Now, let's talk about anxiety and worry, because these are emotions many people struggle to express in their second language.
So true. So let's start with I'm anxious versus I'm nervous. These are similar but slightly different.
Anxious and nervous. Can you explain the difference?
Well, nervous is usually about a specific event, like I'm nervous about my job interview tomorrow.
Right, it's that jittery, uncomfortable feeling before something happens.
Exactly. Anxious can be used the same way, but it can also describe a more general, ongoing state of worry. I've been feeling anxious lately suggests general anxiety, not about one specific thing.
Got it. So nervous is more event-specific, anxious can be more general or chronic.
Right, though honestly, a lot of native speakers use them interchangeably these days.
Now, if you're really worried about something, you might say, I'm stressed out, or I'm stressed.
Stressed is so common, especially when talking about work or school.
Oh yes, it's that feeling of pressure, too much to do, too many responsibilities.
You might say, I'm so stressed about this deadline, or work has been really stressful lately.
And if it's really intense, you might say, I'm completely stressed out, or I'm stressed to the max.
Another really useful phrase is, I'm on edge.
On edge, I love this expression.
It means you're tense, nervous, easily upset, like you're standing on the edge of something and could tip over at any moment.
So you might say, I've been on edge all week waiting for the test results, or this situation is making me on edge.
Exactly. Now let's talk about frustration and anger. These are important emotions to be able to express clearly.
Right, because there's a big range from mildly annoyed to absolutely furious.
Exactly. So let's start mild. If something bothers you a little bit, you might say, I'm annoyed, or that's annoying.
Annoyed is perfect for those small irritations in daily life.
Right, like, I'm annoyed that the train is late again, or his constant interrupting is really annoying.
If you're more than annoyed, you might say, I'm frustrated.
Frustrated usually involves feeling stuck or blocked somehow.
Yes, like when you're trying to do something and it's just not working. I'm frustrated with this computer. It keeps crashing.
Or, I'm frustrated because I've been studying, but I'm not improving.
It's that feeling of effort without results or obstacles in your way.
Now, if you're even angrier, you might say, I'm furious, or I'm livid.
These are strong words. Furious and livid mean you're really angry.
Yes, not just annoyed or frustrated, you're intensely angry. I'm furious that they lied to me, or she was livid when she found out.
You can also use colorful expressions like, I'm fuming or I'm boiling with anger.
Ooh, yes, fuming is great. It's like you're so angry that steam is coming out of your ears.
Exactly. I was fuming after that conversation, or he's absolutely fuming right now.
Now let's talk about some more complex, nuanced emotions that don't fit neatly into happy, sad, or angry.
Yes, these are the emotions that intermediate and advanced learners really need to know.
Let's start with overwhelmed. This is such a common feeling in modern life.
Overwhelmed, yes, this is when there's just too much of something.
Right, it could be too much work, too much information, too many emotions. You feel like you can't handle it all.
You might say, I feel overwhelmed by everything I need to do, or I'm overwhelmed with emotions right now.
Interestingly, you can be overwhelmed in a positive way too. I'm overwhelmed by everyone's kindness, or I'm overwhelmed with gratitude.
Good point. Now, another complex emotion, burnt out.
Burnt out is more than just tired. It's that deep exhaustion from too much stress over a long period.
Right, it's when you've been working too hard, stressing too much, and now you just feel empty, depleted.
You might say, I'm completely burnt out from this job, or I need a break. I'm feeling burnt out.
It's a serious state, and more people are using this term to describe chronic workplace stress.
Now let's talk about nostalgic. Do you know this word?
Nostalgic. Ugh, I love this emotion. It's that bittersweet feeling when you remember the past.
Exactly. It's not quite happiness and not quite sadness. It's remembering good times with a mix of fondness and longing.
You might say, looking at old photos makes me feel nostalgic, or I'm feeling nostalgic about my college days.
Or you might say, that song makes me nostalgic for the 90s.
It's a complex emotion that's hard to translate in many languages, but English has this perfect word for it.
Another interesting emotion is feeling conflicted. Do you know this word?
Conflicted. This is when you have mixed feelings about something.
Right, you're torn between different emotions or different options. Part of you feels one way, part of you feels another.
So you might say, I feel conflicted about taking this job. It's a great opportunity, but it means moving away from my family.
Or, I'm conflicted about whether to tell her the truth. It's that uncomfortable feeling of being pulled in different directions.
Now, let's talk about how to express intensity of emotions, because it's not just what you feel, but how much you feel it.
Great point. So, how do we make emotions stronger or weaker in English?
Well, for making emotions stronger, we can use words like really, so, extremely, incredibly, or absolutely.
So instead of I'm happy, you can say I'm really happy or I'm so happy.
Exactly. Or I'm extremely nervous, or I'm incredibly excited.
You can also use absolutely for emphasis. I'm absolutely thrilled or I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yes, and there's also totally and completely. I'm totally stressed, or I'm completely overwhelmed.
Now, for making emotions milder or softer, we use words like a bit or a little, kind of or sort of.
Right. So instead of I'm sad, you might say I'm a little sad, or I'm a bit down.
Or very commonly in casual speech, I'm kind of nervous or I'm sort of upset.
Kind of and sort of are super common, maybe even overused in American English.
That's true. Young people especially say kind of constantly. Now, let's talk about phrases that help you explain why you feel a certain way. This is important for clear communication.
Absolutely. So you might use phrases like, I feel because, or I'm feeling due to.
Right. For example, I'm feeling anxious because I have a big presentation tomorrow.
Or I'm upset because my friend canceled our plans.
You can also say, this makes me feel. For example, this situation makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Or your words made me feel hurt.
Another useful pattern is, I feel about. For example, I feel guilty about not calling my mom more often.
Or I feel proud about finishing this project.
Now let's talk about asking others about their emotions. How do we check in with people in English?
Good question. The most basic is, of course, how are you feeling? Or how do you feel?
Right, but there are more specific ways too. You might ask, is everything okay? Or are you all right?
These are good when you notice someone seems off or upset. Hey, you seem quiet today. Is everything okay?
Or you look worried. Are you all right?
If you want to be more direct about a specific emotion, you might ask, are you upset about something? Or you seem stressed. What's going on?
Right. Or even, do you want to talk about it? That's a gentle invitation for someone to share their feelings.
And if someone seems happy or excited, you might ask, what's got you so happy? Or you seem really excited. What's going on?
Now let's practice. I'm going to describe some scenarios, and I want you listeners to think about what emotions you might express and how.
Great idea. Let's do this.
Scenario 1. You just found out you got accepted into your dream university program. You're calling your best friend to tell them. What do you say?
You might say, I'm so excited. I'm literally over the moon right now. Or, I'm thrilled. I can't believe it.
Perfect. Scenario 2. Your workload has been increasing for months. You're sleeping poorly and you feel exhausted all the time. You're talking to your manager. What might you say?
You might say, I'm feeling really overwhelmed with the current workload. Or, honestly, I'm feeling burnt out and I need to discuss my responsibilities.
Good. Scenario 3. Your friend canceled plans with you for the third time this month. You're hurt but don't want to be too aggressive. What do you say?
You might say, I'm a little hurt that you canceled again. Or, I feel upset when plans get canceled repeatedly.
Excellent. Notice how you can express the emotion clearly, but not in an attacking way.
Right, you're using I feel statements, which are less confrontational than you make me feel statements.
That's a great point. Saying, I feel hurt is different from saying, you hurt me. It focuses on your emotion rather than accusing the other person.
This is actually really important for healthy communication in any language.
Absolutely. Now, one more scenario. You're meeting up with an old friend you haven't seen in years. You're looking at photos from when you were younger. What emotion might you express?
You might say, I'm feeling so nostalgic right now, or this is making me nostalgic for the old days.
Perfect. See how all these phrases help you express specific, nuanced emotions?
Now, your homework this week, keep an emotion journal. Every day, write down how you're feeling using English vocabulary we learned today.
Yes, don't just write happy or sad. Push yourself to use more specific words. I felt content after my yoga class, or I was on edge before the meeting.
The more you practice naming your emotions in English, the more naturally these words will come to you in conversation.
Also, pay attention to how native speakers express emotions in TV shows, movies, or podcasts. Notice the words and phrases they use.
All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered today.
We learned ways to express happiness, excited, thrilled, over the moon, on cloud nine, and content.
We learned words for sadness, feeling down, feeling blue, and heartbroken.
We covered anxiety and worry, anxious, nervous, stressed out, and on edge.
We discussed frustration and anger, annoyed, frustrated, upset, furious, livid, and fuming.
We explored complex emotions like overwhelmed, burnt out, nostalgic, and conflicted.
We learned how to intensify emotions with words like really, so, extremely, and absolutely.
And how to soften them with a bit, a little, kind of, and sort of.
We also covered how to ask others about their emotions and how to explain why you feel a certain way.
Remember, being able to express emotions clearly is crucial for building real connections with English speakers. It helps you be authentic and understood.
Don't be afraid to share how you really feel. People appreciate emotional honesty, and it makes conversations more meaningful.
If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. Comment and tell us, what emotion do you find hardest to express in English?
Next time, we're covering English slang for everyday situations, all those casual expressions you hear native speakers use but might not understand.
All right, until then, keep practicing, keep feeling, and keep expressing yourself.
Take care, everyone.
Bye!
See you next time.